In this section, we will cover kernel and updating kernel. To check the current version of your running kernel, you can run this command, uname -r, hit enter, and it will tell you the current running version of your kernel. This is very useful when you're trying to determine what kernel you currently have and what kernel you want to update it to or not. Now, to install or update the kernel, either command will keep all kernel and files. When you update the kernel, your older kernel will still be there. So just keep that in mind. One thing you can do is you can use yum update kernel. I'm going to hit enter. Once you do that, yum will go through it and tell you what's available, what's not available. And currently it's showing us one package is available. It's an upgrade, and we can upgrade the kernel that way. And it's telling you total download size is 103 megabytes. If I hit Y for yes and enter, it will update the kernel. So let me hit Y and hit enter. This is just my lab environment, so some of the things I have not completely updated the system because of training purposes. So sometimes you may see some messages which you may not if you've already updated your system. For the training purposes, I'm usually updating one package at a time just to show you how it's done and what messages you may see or not. But this is the command you will run to update the system. Currently, as you can see, it's updating the kernel, and it's at 64%. It's looking for dependencies, etc. Whatever needs to be installed, it does everything automatically. And we will let that run. It's as you can see, it's going closer to 80%. Probably take another minute or so, or another 30 seconds, and it will update our kernel. Once the kernel is updated, we will verify the kernel package to see what package has been updated. It is taking a little bit of time. It's okay. It's good to see if you have a lot of things running on a system, and when you try to update what it does and what it doesn't do. Currently, I'm using CentOS. I'm not using Red Hat. As you can see, something like this can happen. If it doesn't find something, it will go and look for a mirror at another place. So it's basically mirrors, which when you have a CentOS running, it goes to different mirrors to find a particular file or the upgrade that you're looking for, and it tries to install it. If it doesn't find one, it goes to the second mirror. As you can see right here, we have it trying other mirror. So if it finds it here, it will try to update it and install it. If it doesn't, and it may go to a third mirror to find that file. Um, I'm glad that it happens so you get an idea of what happens, how when you run yum on CentOS system, it goes to different mirrors to look for certain files, and the process is pretty self-explanatory. As you can see, it's updating, it's installing, and then it's cleaning up the files that it needs to clean up. This is the process on CentOS 7. If we ran the same command on Red Hat and we were subscribed to the Red Hat or RHSM or Red Hat, we were subscribed to Red Hat, we would not see this type of message. It would not be going from one mirror to the other. It would just go directly uh, to the inventory that Red Hat has, and it will just update it directly from Red Hat. Since we're using the free version of Red Hat, which is CentOS, we have mirrors. It goes to different mirrors, and then it tries to find and update and install what we need to install. Now, as you can see, it's completed. The dependencies have been updated. Everything is done for us automatically. Now, let me clear the screen. Now, let's run this command, yum list installed kernel. Yum list installed kernel. As you can see, it will tell us what kernels have been installed on this system. As you can see, there's 3.10.0.693.11 and the 8.62.14. Let me highlight this one. So when you update your kernel or when you install a kernel, it will not get rid of the older kernels. You will still have those kernels available on your systems, and this is how you can see what you have, what current kernels you have, and what you have on there again. And once that happens, menu entry gets added in /boot grub2 grub.cfg, uh, and that entry shows what kernel has been installed. We can check the version by running the same command we ran earlier, uname -r, and now it's showing us the current kernel release that we have on. And this is how you update your kernel, and this is how you can see what kernel version you are currently on, and what files get updated when you update your kernel, and how many kernels you have installed. Now, after reboot, you will start seeing the new kernel option as well. So if I reboot this computer right now, it will start listing different options which you can choose from of which kernel you want to run. That is because you have multiple versions of the kernel available to you at this point. Another way you can check is with RPM command. So let me run the RPM command. So RPM -qa grep kernel, hit enter, and it will tell you what you currently have. As you can see, we have these three different versions that we have, which were listed earlier as well, and that's how you can tell what's there. And this is how you update the kernel. This is how you can list it. This is how you can pick and choose and see what's going on with the kernel. I hope you learned something useful in this video as well, and I will see you in the next one.